right. Give me a moment as I put this up and pop in here to just say hello to everyone. Okay. So it might be early for some of you, and I just want to say hello, hello, beautiful ones. Welcome to today's live session. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. And, for whatever reason that you're here, this will serve you deeply as well. Okay, beauties. So, just gonna give this a little time to roll. All right, so Divine Beauties, I wanted to come on here today because I was having a beautiful conversation with my client last night as we were having this beautiful activation ceremony together. And the big, big question that really came up for me when I was channeling, when I was feeling into the space and really getting the transmission through, the question that really came up was really this that I titled today's life. And that is, who are you holding responsible for your life? Who are you holding responsible for your business? Who are you holding responsible for the way you exist, the way you live? Yeah. Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome. If you're here, just comment hello. You don't have to stay. We don't want to, but just say hello. But I thank you so much for listening. If you are listening and you're tuning in, thank you, because this message is super, super important. I see this so, so often. Many, many of us hang our energy on a certain circumstance, a certain person, or even just the way we've been brought up. We put that energy on these external things, and without realizing it, we are basically putting the responsibility that we are meant to hold, the power that we're meant to hold, in the hands of these other things, these external things. Be it a person who wronged you, be it a person that you feel is responsible for the way you are today, be it a person that caused you to close up your heart or your mind to certain something. It could be the smallest thing, or it could be a big trauma. It could be one of those things you just never got over. And I'm here to share this without any judgment in my fiber, because I have been there. I have been there myself for many, many, many years. I remember I spoke about this a lot of times, but I'm just gonna say it again. I remember really the earliest memory I ever had is the feeling of true loneliness. And that sense of forlorn solitude, it was not the kind of solitude I feel today. Today, my solitude feels like calm joy. Today, I'm grateful to be in solitude in such a contented way. But back then, it wasn't the case. It used to be such a difficult thing to swallow. Why am I not full of friends? Why are there no friends around me? Why aren't my friends sticking around long enough? Why don't I have a loyal friend? Why was I born this way? Why was I born into this family? Why do I have this lineage? Why do I look this way? Even. And that caused me many, many years of misery, including 10 years of anorexia and eating disorders. And I had to really, really look back and look at this. And, at one point, I even disliked the way I look so deeply that I wanted to change everything. I remember buying all these strange little gadgets just to change the shape of my face. And so I held my parents responsible for the way I looked, for the way I was raised, for the way that I go around the world feeling truly, truly so small, and zero confidence, people pleasing. And I went around the world feeling that way for a long time. And let me tell you this, today I sit here and I know that the only person responsible for my life is myself. Myself. Going from, years and years of blaming others and blaming circumstances. I had a time when I really truly wanted to do something that really, really is my deepest passion, to be a writer. And I used to, when I was really young, from the years, I suppose I was 15 years old when I started, I wrote novels that I would publish on my own, and then I would bind them and I would share them with my friends and classmates. And eventually I learned about, literary agents, and I would start to send these things out to the world. But I kept doing that until, sending things out to literary agents. I kept doing that. I never gave up until I was about in my 20s. I actually got an agent who said, yes, she will represent my work. I was over the moon. I was so excited. And she represented my work for about a year. And after a year, failing to sell the book, for one, she was also moving on from representing clients like me. She was going to focus on her pregnancy, and she was going to focus on clients who were more up her alley, which were like children books writers. And I remember receiving her email, and she said to me, I've decided to drop some of my clients, and one of them is you. I was scarred so deeply by this experience. I totally lost faith in my writing. I stopped writing for about 2 years. I didn't even know if what happened was even true anymore. Like, it felt like, was it even like real? Like, it felt like a dream. Did that even really happen? The trips that I made to London to meet her, and all the editors who looked through my book and edited it, like all the amazing emails that I got from her about interest from this publisher, that publisher, like, was that even real? And so I closed my heart for a long time to this dream. I never thought I would really pick up my pen again to write. And for the longest time, it felt right to blame this on her, to blame it on this experience, to be specific. Not really her, but just the experience of this being a failure, quote unquote. And then moving from this experience, I was able to meet T, and T Spirit gave me life. T Spirit gave me life in a way that it reminded me how to go home within. And this was the new breath of life that I was waiting for. For the first time in my life, I felt like, wow, this is how it feels like to be completely comfortable in my own skin. And that began my first foray into this work. And I never, I really had an idea of what it would become. And I had an idea of like, oh my goodness, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And just looking back now, the way that my business is right now compared to who I was is such a difference. There's such a huge difference. When I first began, I was still in such a smallness because I was holding other people responsible for my work, my business, who I was, how I run my life. Like, I had to ask for permission in a way that I didn't need to, but I was so afraid of my own judgment. I was so afraid of failure that I kept asking for permission in a way where I'm like, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Maybe I shouldn't do this, right? And I'm looking for evidence to not do it. And when I did take action, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy because my energy was already on not making this work. And trust me, we are really powerful manifestors. I found out I'm a really powerful manifester because I manifested all those things that didn't work. And so it came to a point where I really had this moment of like, boom, like the veil just fell off my eyes. And I was able to see that, oh my God, I'm holding myself back because I'm afraid of failure. And I'm giving this power to other people because I'm holding them responsible for my success. I'm holding my mentor responsible. I'm holding my parents responsible. I'm holding my husband responsible when it's my business, when it's my life. You know, I still remember there was this time when I was like, oh my God, I can't possibly go onto social media to talk about my work in the way that I do now because what would my husband think? And lo and behold, my husband was like, what the hell are you doing on social media? It happened. But you know what? I manifested that. And I take responsibility for that because I had no idea what I was standing for. I was giving my power away to someone else to tell me I'm okay. I was waiting to be validated. And so to circle back to that question, who are you holding responsible for your life? I want you to have a really honest, really honest look at your life. If you're blaming, for example, your weight on something else, like, oh my God, my mom makes all this food, so I can't really lose weight because, you know, I'm surrounded by all these really unhealthy crap at home. Or like, you know, I really want to do this mentorship, which I hear a lot, and I'm just sharing. Like, I really want to do this mentorship, but like, I don't have time. Like, I don't have the resources. I don't have this. I don't have that. And I'm like, so what would be the alternative? There's no alternative. I want to live my life. I'm ready for it. Okay. So who are you? Who's responsible for your life? Who's responsible for your rising? Who's responsible for you claiming back your power? It's you. It's really you. And here's the big thing. People don't realize this is that once we say, I am responsible for everything I create in my life, everything, including those things that feel like a challenge in your life, you know they are happening in your favor. And that is a big switch because what we're essentially doing, you know, when a client comes to work with me, they carry with them real problems, real life problems, and pasts and traumas and all those things. They're not like out in the world and any different from any of you. They come to me with real life problems. And when I say real life problems, I really mean like, you know, what it is like to have a life experience that could have crippled you. And instead, they chose to be in a space where they say, I'm gonna make a change. I want to be connected with something bigger than just this smallness. I want to be able to have a trusted relationship with something that I know is greater than this interpretation of my life so far. And so when you ask yourself, who am I holding responsible for my life? You will start to have a lot of things coming up for you. You will start to have this feeling of, oh, I actually really want to do this thing, but then I'm so afraid that this person would say that about that. Or like, I'm so afraid that, you know, I won't have enough money to do that if I've done this. What if I do this and I fail? That's the big thing I hear all the time. What if I do it but I fail? But here's the thing, and I say it with experience, I say this with what I observe and witness in all my beautiful clients. Once you commit to yourself, you are committing to an involution for evolution. And this is expansion over time. You're not like, I am gonna achieve this and I'm done. It's never done. Revealing our true greatness is never done. And what we're doing here is that my hope is that I can guide you into unfolding your life experience by empowering you to change how you process information that's fed to you externally. How you really just transmute that and alchemize life and learn to create and lead your life experience is really, really crucial and non-negotiable. And what we do, if you're working with me, is that we are going to start to connect you with the invisible you at the higher frequency levels, because this will speed up your awakening process, and then you will cultivate a higher level of consciousness, and you'll start to really, really embrace your true self and allow that to be fully expressed into the world. So many healers and mystics, beautiful ones, have this cultivation of the true self, like this higher divine self, this psychic self, like all these things, and yet they can't allow that to be expressed into the world, this dimension, because they're not anchored in to rise. So truly hold yourself with so much love today, because if you can really, really feel into the question I asked you today and start to really understand that you're the only person who can make a difference in your own life, you're the only person who can discover how great you are, how big you are, you're going to be seated and rooted in your authenticity, your authentic self, your authentic power, and you will become a real example that people will look up to, people will want to follow, people will want to be in your presence, because you are now an embodiment of freedom, love, compassion, and abundance, and leadership. We need you in this world right now, uniquely you. My clients, they come into my space, they start to understand themselves as a cosmic being, as an energy being. That is so empowering, because now they understand that, oh my God, my body is such a beautiful vessel that I created so that my true self can come in and land here. And this is a tremendous, tremendous breakthrough, because now you're learning that, okay, I want to develop and enhance the master energy system in my body so that I build the neurocircuitry to evolve my life experience. Because what you can perceive now as something that's like, I don't know, I hate this thing, I blame this person, I blame that person, they are the one who's at fault. That perspective is going to switch for you when you start to build the circuitry to perceive things as a cosmic being, as an energy being. That to me is empowering. Because if anyone comes to you and tell you like, oh yeah, you had that relationship, and that's not good, it's karmic, like this happened back in the day, and that's why you're like this, and it's not given to you in an integral way, then you are just going to continue to sink into this victimized state where you feel helpless. And that's not cool. That's not good enough for me. For me, I want you to rise in your own consciousness so that you know how powerful you are, how big you are. You know that you're the only person who's responsible for your life. That to me is creator power. That to me is truly more than anything in a sense of control or expectations or knowing what is to come. It's more than that. It's knowing how to deal with everything that's coming in your life, knowing how to flow in a Wu Wei style, knowing how to action when you need to action, knowing how to be and embody the vortex of stillness that you truly are. That to me is power. That to me is a true leader. So my greatest joy is that I'm able to create a space of great connections, true heart-to-heart conversations, and really to activate your dreams and enliven your soul purpose. And you know what, the healing aspect, it becomes a byproduct when your energy is flowing, when you are aligned with your soul purpose. The healing happens as a byproduct. That's what I say. That healing to me is not my main focus. Healing happens because we are all self-healers. We're meant to be healing anyway. So the work that I do is absolutely here to support you to really rise into your divine soul purpose so that you can live on purpose in your authentic power, so that you can embody your true self, to embody the vortex of stillness and be so aligned, walking the Tao. You know, this is it's not about your way or my way, it's the way. When you dance with the universe, today I was sitting in ceremony and I had this beautiful sensation and just experience in my body of dancing with the universe, just having fun. Then the universe has no choice but to give this whatever you want to you, because you are flowing in the rhythm of the cosmic law. You're dancing with it, you're having fun. Can you imagine, like, every time you go to the universe and you're like, I want this, why didn't you give me that? It's like, who wants to be in that company? I don't. So we want to learn how to play with that as a cosmic being. We want to learn that once we take back our power, once we take back the responsibilities, once we stop holding other people responsible for our bigness, our wholeness, our smallness even. And I want to say, I want to include money. Because if you can unattach yourself, if you can unattach your identity from money, what will you be today? What will you be doing today? Right? Just have a feel into that. I want you to really allow your wholeness, allow your cosmic magnificence to flow through and feel into that and see how that feels. All that being said, I just want to finish this off today by letting you know that I have also opened up spaces for a 5-day mastermind. If you missed this announcement, I'm just going to share that, I'm currently opening up free spots. The value is £1,111 for these 5 days. So it's now free, but you've got to apply. And to apply, it's very simply send me a DM, send me an email, whatever that is, messaging, email, send it to me and answer this question. Why would you like to be in the mastermind? And then I will let you know if you're accepted, and we will begin in January. And if you want to know more about what's going to happen in the mastermind, what the mastermind is called All We Can't See. And you can check that out on my latest post. More information will come. And as more information comes, I will be sharing it with a price as well. So if this feels aligned and you've always been loving my work and you want to experience that, just say yes to it. Overthinking is always going to be leading you to paralysis. So this is a divine opportunity to just jump right in and allow yourself to embrace your cosmic magnificence, because that is the foundation to everything I do, everything I am, everything I experience. And so, yes, I say that right. It's a free spot. So apply, send me a DM, and I can't wait to hear from all of you. I wish you all the most divine energy for today and the weekend ahead. I love you and send you so much love.